Aloha, everyone! It is a red hot day today, and we all have to cool off in any way. But I have something else to keep you nice and fresh. We can watch an Alolan Pokemon research video. So, grab a drink and let's go! Rowlet, the grass quill Pokemon, a grass and flying type. It sends its feathers, which are as sharp as blades, flying and attack. Its legs are strong, so its kicks are also formidable. It feels relaxed and tight, dark places, and has been known to its trainer's pocket or bag as a nest. Dartrix, the blade quill Pokemon, a grass and flying type. This narcissistic Pokemon is a clean freak. If you don't groom it diligently, it will stop listening to you. Supremely sensitive to the presence of others, it can detect opponents standing behind it, flinging its sharp feathers to take them out. Decidueye, the arrow quill Pokemon, a grass and ghost type. It knocks its arrow quills and shoots them at opponents. When it simply can't afford to miss, it tugs the vine on its head to improve its focus. Decidueye can knock and fire an arrow at an enemy in a tenth of a second, so its battles are decided in the blink of an eye. Litten, the fire cat Pokemon, a fire type. If you try too hard to get close to it, it won't open up to you. Even if you do grow close, giving it too much affection, it's still a no-no. Its coat regrows twice a year. When the time comes, Litten sets its own body on fire and burns away the old fur. Torracat, the fire cat Pokemon, a fire type. It can act spoiled if it grows close to its trainer. A powerful Pokemon, its sharp claws can leave its trainer's whole body covered in scratches. When its mane is standing on end, you can tell it's feeling good. When it isn't feeling well, its fur will lie down flat. Incineroar, the heal Pokemon, a fire and dark type. Although it's rough-mannered and egotistical, it finds beating down unworthy opponents boring. It gets motivated for stronger opponents. When its fighting spirit is set alight, the flame around its waist becomes especially intense. Popplio, the sea lion Pokemon, a water type. The balloons it inflates with its nose grow larger and larger as it practices day by day. Popplio gets on top of its bouncy water balloons to jump higher. It's quite the acrobatic fighter. Brionne, the pop star Pokemon, a water type. It gets excited when it sees a dance it doesn't know. This hard worker practices diligently until it can learn that dance. It attacks by smacking its enemies with the exploding water balloons that it creates. Primarina, the soloist Pokemon, a water and fairy type. To Primarina, every battle is a stage. It takes down its prey with beautiful singing and dancing. Also known as a songstress, it has a fantastical look on moonlit nights when it leads its colony in song. Pikipek, the woodpecker Pokemon, a normal and flying type. It pecks at trees with its hard beak. You can get some idea of its mood or condition from the rhythm of its pecking. It may look spindly, but its neck muscles are heavy-duty. It can peck at a tree 16 times per second. Trumbeak, the Bugglebeak Pokemon, a normal and flying type. It can bend the tip of its beak to produce over 100 different cries at will. From its mouth, it fires the seeds of berries it has eaten. The scattered seeds will give rise to new plants. Toucanon, the cannon Pokemon, a normal and flying type. They smack beaks with others of their kind to communicate. The strength and number of hits tell each other how they feel. Known for forming harmonious couples, this Pokemon is thought to wedding ceremonies as a good luck charm. Goose, the loitering Pokemon, a normal type. Its stomach takes up most of its long torso. It's a big eater, so the amount trainers have to spend on its food is no laughing matter. Although it will eat anything, it prefers fresh living things, so it marches down streets in search of prey. Gumshoos, the stakeout Pokemon, a normal type. Although it wasn't originally found in Alola, this Pokemon was brought over a long time ago when there was a huge Rattata outbreak. Patient by nature, this Pokemon loses control of itself and pounces when it spots its favorite meal, Rattata. Grubbin, the larva Pokemon, a bug type. Its natural enemies, like Rookidee, may flee rather than risk getting caught in its large mandibles that can snap thick tree branches. It uses its big jaws to dig nests into the forest floor, and it loves to feed on sweet tree sap. Charjabug, the battery Pokemon, a bug and electric type. When its durable shell protects it from attacks, Charjabug strikes at enemies with jolts of electricity discharged from the tip of its jaws. Its digestive processes convert the leaves it eats into electricity. An electric sac in its belly stores the electricity for later use. Vikavolt, the stag beetle Pokemon, a bug and electric type. It builds up electricity in its abdomen, focuses it through its jaws, and then fires the electricity off in concentrated beams. If it carries a Charjabug to use as a spare battery, a flying Vikavolt can rapidly fire high-power beams of electricity. Brawler, the boxing Pokemon, a fighting type. Its hard pincers are well suited to both offense and defense. Fights between two Brawler are like boxing matches. Brawler has known to mistake Exeggutor for a coconut tree and climb it. The enraged Exeggutor shakes it off and stomps it. Crabominable, the woolly crab Pokemon, a fighting and ice type. It stores coldness in its pincers and pummels its foes. It can even smash thick walls of ice to bits. Before it stops to think, it just starts pummeling. There are records of it turning back avalanches with a flurry of punches. Oricoria, Bylestyle, the dancing Pokemon, a fire and flying type. It wins the heart of its enemies with its passionate dancing and then uses the opening to burn them up with blazing flames. This Oricoria has drunk red nectar. If its trainer gives the wrong order, this passionate Pokemon becomes fiercely angry. Oricoria, Pom-Pom style, the dancing Pokemon, an electric and flying type. It lifts its opponent's spirits with its cheerful dance moves. When they let their guard down, it electrocutes them with a jolt. This Oricoria has drunk bright yellow nectar. When it sees someone looking glum, it will try to cheer them up with a dance. Oricoria, Pau style, the dancing Pokemon, a psychic and flying type. It relaxes its opponents with its elegant dancing. When they let their guard down, it showers them with psychic energy. This Oricoria has sipped pink nectar. It gets so caught up in its dancing that it sometimes doesn't hear its trainer's orders. Oricoria, Sensu style, the dancing Pokemon, a ghost and flying type. It charms its opponents with its refined dancing. When they let their guard down, it places a curse on them that will bring on their demise. This Oricoria has sipped purple nectar. Some dancers use its graceful, elegant dancing as inspiration. Cutie Fly, the bee fly Pokemon, a bug and fairy type. Nectar and pollen are its favorite fare. You can find Cutie Fly hovering around Gossifleur, trying to get some of Gossifleur's pollen. An opponent's aura can tell Cutie Fly what the opponent's next move will be. Then Cutie Fly can glide around the attack and strike back. Ribombee, the bee fly Pokemon, a bug and fairy type. It makes pollen puffs from pollen and nectar. The puff's effects depend on the type of ingredients, how much of each one is used. Ribombee absolutely hate getting wet or rained on. In the cloudy Galar region, they are very seldom seen. Rockruff, the puppy Pokemon, a rock type. This Pokemon can bond very strongly with its trainer, but it also has a habit of biting. Raising a Rockruff for a long time can be challenging. This Pokemon intimidates opponents by striking the ground with the rocks on its neck. The moment an opponent flinches, Rockruff attacks. Lycanroc, the wolf Pokemon, a rock type. This Lycanroc is calm and conscious. The rocks jutting from its mane are razor sharp. With swift movements, this Pokemon gradually backs its prey into a corner. Lycanroc's fangs are always aimed toward opponents' weak spots. Wishy-Washy, the small fry Pokemon, a water type. Individually, they're incredibly weak. It's by gathering up into schools that they're able to confront opponents. When it senses danger, its eyes tear up. The sparkle of its tears signals other Wishy-Washy to gather. Marini, the Brutal Star Pokemon, a poison and water type. The first symptom of its sting is numbness. The next is an itching sensation so intense that it's impossible to resist the urge to claw at your skin. Unlike their Alolan counterparts, the Marini of the Galar region have not yet figured out that the branches of Corsola are delicious. Toxipex, the Brutal Star Pokemon, a poison and water type. To survive in the cold waters of Galar, this Pokemon forms a dome with its leg, enclosing its body so it can capture its own body heat. Within the poison sac in its body is a poison so toxic that Pokemon as large as Wailord will still be suffering 3 days after it first takes effect. Mudbray the Donkey Pokemon, a ground type. Loads weighing up to 50 times as much as its own body weight pose no issue for this Pokemon. It's skilled at making use of mud. It eats dirt to create mud and smears this mud all over its feet, giving them the grip needed to walk on through terrain without slipping. Mudsdale, the Draft Horse Pokemon, a ground type. Mud that hardens around a Mudsdale's legs sets harder than stone. It's so hard that it allows this Pokemon to scrape a truck with a single kick. Mudsdale has so much stamina that it could carry over 10 tons across the Galar region without rest or sleep. Jupiter, the Water Bubble Pokemon, a water and bug type. It forms a water bubble at the rear of its body and then covers its head with it. Meeting another Jupiter means comparing water bubble sizes. Jupiter normally lives underwater. When it comes onto land in search of food, it takes water with it in the form of a bubble on its head. Araquanid, the Water Bubble Pokemon, a water and bug type. It launches water bubbles with its legs, drowning prey within the bubbles. This Pokemon can take its time to savor its meal. It acts as a caretaker for Jupiter, putting them inside its bubble and letting them eat any leftover food. Fomantis, the Sickle Grass Pokemon, a grass type. When bathed in sunlight, this Pokemon emits a pleasantly sweet scent, which causes bug Pokemon to gather around. During the day, Fomantis basks in the sunlight and sleeps peacefully. It wakes and moves around at night. Lorentis, the Bloomsicle Pokemon, a grass type. This Pokemon resembles a beautiful flower. A properly raised Lorentis will have gorgeous, brilliant colors. The petals on this Pokemon's arms are thin and super sharp. If they can fire laser beams if Lorentis gathers light first. Morello, the Illuminating Pokemon, a grass and fairy type. Pokemon living in the forest eat the delicious caps on Morello's head. The caps regrow overnight. Morello live in forests that stay dark even during the day. They scatter flickering spores that put enemies to sleep. Shiinotic, the Illuminating Pokemon, a grass and fairy type. Its flickering spores lure in prey and put them to sleep. Once this Pokemon has its prey snoozing, it drains their vitality with its fingertips. If you see a light deep in the forest at night, don't go near. Shiinotic will make you fall fast asleep. Salandit, the Toxic Lizard Pokemon, a poison and fire type. Its venom sacs produce a fluid that this Pokemon then heats up with the flame in its tail. This process creates Salandit's poisonous gas. This sneaky Pokemon will slink behind its prey and immobilize it with poisonous gas before the prey even realizes Salandit is there. Salazzle, the Toxic Lizard Pokemon, a poison and fire type. Only female Salazzle exists. They emit a gas laden with pheromones to capture male Salandit. The winner of competitions between Salazzle is decided by which one has the most male Salandit with it. Stuffle, the Flailing Pokemon, a normal and fighting type. Its fluffy fur is a delight to pet, but carelessly reaching out to touch this Pokemon could result in painful retaliation. The way it protects itself by flailing its arms may be an adorable sight, but stay well away. This is flailing that can snap thick tree trunks. Beware, the Strong Arm Pokemon, a normal and fighting type. Once it accepts you as a friend, it tries to show its affection with a hug. Letting it to do that is dangerous. It could easily shatter your bones. It uses to take down its prey would make a martial arts is jealous. It tugs subdued prey until it's armed to carry them into its nest. Bounsweet, the Fruit Pokemon, a grass type. Its body gives off a sweet fruity scent that is extremely appetizing to bird Pokemon. Then when under attack, it creates a sweet and delicious sweat. The scent only calls more enemies to it. Steenie, the Fruit Pokemon, a grass type. As it twirls like a dancer, a sweet smell spreads out around it. Anyone who inhales the scent will feel a surge of happiness. Any Corviscure that pecks at this Pokemon will be greeted with a smack from its sepals followed by a sharp kick. Zarina, the Fruit Pokemon, a grass type. This feared Pokemon has long, slender legs and a cruel heart. It shows no mercy as it stomps on its opponents. A kick from the hardened tips of this Pokemon's leg leaves a wound in the opponent's body and soul that will never heal. Comfy, the Posy Picker Pokemon, a fairy type. Comfy picks flowers with its vine and decorates it with itself. For some reason, flowers won't wither once they're attached to a Comfy. These Pokemon smell very nice. All Comfy wear different flowers, so each of these Pokemon has its own individual scent. Oranguru, the Sage Pokemon, a normal and psychic type. It weighs with waves of its fan made from leaves and its own fur. Oranguru skillfully gives instructions to other Pokemon. It knows the forest inside and out. If it comes across a wounded Pokemon, Oranguru will gather medicinal herbs to treat it. Passimian, the Teamwork Pokemon, a fighting type. Displaying amazing teamwork, they follow the orders of their boss as they all help out in the search for their favorite berries. Passimian live in groups about 20, with each member performing an assigned role, though cooperation, the group survives. Wimpod, the Turntail Pokemon, a bug and water type. Its nature is cleaner. It eats anything and everything, including garbage and rotten things. The ground near its nest is always clean. Wimpod gather in swarms, constantly on the lookout for danger. They scatter the moment they detect an enemy's presence. Golisapod, the Heart-Scale Pokemon, a bug and water type. It will do anything to win, taking advantage of every opening and finishing opponents off with the small claws on its front legs. They live in sunken ships or in holes in the seabed. When Golisapod and Grapplock battle, the loser becomes the winner's meal. Sandygast, the Sand Heat Pokemon, a ghost and ground type. Grudges of the dead have possessed a mound amount of sand and become a Pokemon. Sandygast is fond of its shovel on its head. Sandygast mainly inhabits beaches. It takes control of anyone who puts their hand into its mouth, forcing them to make its body bigger. Palossand, the Sandcastle Pokemon, a ghost and ground type. Palossand is known as the Beach Nightmare. It pulls its prey down into the sand by controlling the sand itself, and then it sucks out their souls. This Pokemon lives on beaches, but it hates water. Palossand can maintain its castle-like shape if it gets drenched by a heavy rain. That's part 1 of my Pokemon Alola research video, everyone. Stay tuned for part 2, and always, stay cool and fresh.